Hi everyone, top of the morning to you, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time you'll be watching this session. Welcome to your one-stop lifestyle session at Prime Media TV. I am Ayo, I remain your host, and today I have something really delicious cooking for you in the studio today. But before I proceed with what I have for you, let's go on a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. As you all know, in this session, we discuss topics ranging from parenting, relationship, and everything at all that has to do with lifestyle. And today, I have something really delicious that you will find interesting cooking in the studio today. I am not here alone, as you have predicted. Nah. So, before we proceed and before I introduce who will be discussing with me in this session, I want to wish you a happy new year. This is the first time that we will be seeing me in the new year, right? So I hope that it is going to be a prosperous year for you and yours in Jesus' name. So let's proceed with what we have for you today. And with me in the studio today to discuss what we have for you is Mr. James. Can you say hello to our viewers?
Hello, beautiful and wonderful people out there.
Yes, so we have something cooking for you today. Today, what is going to be our first topic in the year? Can you guess? Can you make a guess? Make a guess. Hey, you cannot guess. Okay, as you all know now, you would have noticed that I like to talk about one particular topic. Like this topic always hits me hard. This particular session always make me feel like, oh, I can go on to talk about it. So today, I want to discuss with you on what we title parental responsibility. Yes, you should call me a parenting enthusiast. I will gladly answer it because it is something I am really passionate about. Parental responsibility. This year, I want you to become a better parent. And even if you are not a parent yet, I want you to become a better guardian to the children around you, to your neighbors, to your, let's say you're a teacher, to your students, a better teacher, even if you are a Sunday school teacher in church, or maybe you work in the youth church, in the children church, or whatever, as far as you deal with children, this session is for you, and I want you to pay attention to this. So, Mr. James, I hope you're ready for us.
Yeah, ready.
Okay, so before we proceed deep into the topic, there is something that happens sometimes, like it is all over Instagram, and I would like that we talk about it, because if we don't talk about it, it is not going to be like it is something that we all are going to learn from. So this is it. There's this girl who they stay in the US with the patient, with the mom. So she finished a university degree, and when she came back home, she told the father, I'm not sure the father and the mother were staying together. So she told the father that, oh, daddy, it is time I go into a relationship and everything. And the father was like, oh, why not finish your second degree before you go into a relationship? Since you were able to achieve this particular degree because you did not go into a relationship. And she was like, oh, daddy, I feel it is the right thing for me to do and everything. And the father was like, okay, no problem. So who is this person in question? Then she showed the picture to the father, and the father was like, oh, like the father did not feel, he was not comfortable with everything and all. So the father was like, okay, he does not want to tell her, you are not meant to date this person, you know. Before you know it, she will begin to hate the father and everything. Then she started dating this guy. According to the guy's social media, and he's a social media person, he does multiple business. He is an influencer and everything. You know, he painted the picture of this rich dude to the girl and everything. Then they started dating. But I think the girl stays more with the mom, even though she relates with the father. So all along, the mother was aware of the relationship too. Before you know it, you know, one thing happened and the other happened, and she discovered that the guy had he had a disease, an incurable disease, And as at the time she knew the guy had an incurable disease, she had already been infected. This is not a disease like HIV that you can manage. This is a disease that is permanent, something that you know that there is no solution to it at all. Whoever that has it is going to die on the long run. Then when she discovered that, she told her mom about it. I am not sure. When she told her mom, it was not disclosed that the mother did anything concerning it. Then afterward, the guy began to extort her. The guy began to request for a huge amount of money from her. He was requesting for her card, her ATM cards, her PIN, requesting for money and everything. Then she refused. Then one day she went to visit the guy. The guy locked her up in the house, took her ATM, took her phone, took her passport, managed to know her PIN, and sent her out of the house. Are you with me on this?
Yeah.
So he sent her out of the house, and afterwards she went back to her mom's place. The mother was aware. The mother knew everything that was happening. It was still not disclosed, whatever it is that the mother did to it. Then afterwards, she's beyond being infected with an incurable disease. She has been her cards, everything. She has been emotionally defrauded, physically defrauded, verbally and emotionally abused. As if that was not the end of it. This girl, the best friend that introduced her to this guy, started going out with the guy after he has collected everything from the girl. Then one day, she just told the mother that she wanted to stroll out. You cannot experience all of this thing and you are not mentally drained. Then when she strolled out, she strolled out to the rail station and she jumped into a moving train. That was how this girl died. That was how she died. Then my question after watching the video is that all along when these things were happening, what did the mother do? At least she told the mother about it. We may not know the story in details, but according to the video I watched, it was not disclosed that the mother did anything about it. Obviously, this girl needs help. She needs assistance. And this brings me to parental responsibility. Like, how can parents become aware? How can parents become aware of the things that their children are going through, and how can they prefer solutions to these things?
Yeah, I think that story is a very sad one, and looking at that story, I think the mother was not really sensitive, and she was not. She did not do what she's supposed to do as to protect her daughter from, even at the stage when she knew the whole thing, she still had a role to play and to at least save the daughter from at least committing suicide and from that. Also, I mean, even stop the lady from visiting the guy. I mean, that relationship should have brought
even before the relationship to an end. And everything.
Yeah, I mean, even for that was a. Imagine the guy, collecting the girl's ATM and extorting money from her, and yet she didn't take any action. She didn't involve the police. She didn't make any this thing. She did not help her daughter at all. She was not really. She was a kind of careless mother.
Exactly. Yeah, at least for somebody to have confided in you that much, it means that the person needs help.
Yes.
There are people that they don't even go into the details of their life. They just tell you it is well. And deep down, something is hurting them. Something is hurting them. Like my concern is that it should not have gotten to this stage. It should not have gotten as bad as the girl.
Also the girl from the girl and to also girls there. I mean, she too. She wasn't. It's not about putting the whole blame, but she should have the part to play. And she, before you go on, this is to some girls out there and to us, that before you even go on a relationship with somebody, you have to study the person.
But really, like in this case, sorry to cut you short. In this case, this guy is a social media influencer, somebody that has good record on social media. That's enough evidence. Anybody could have just fall for it.
Yes, but even at that, I mean that before social media, like now, I can be an actor and maybe, oh, this, I can just come online and tell people nicely. But you that are close to that person, there are things that you observe. There are things that the life of people you see on social media is what they want you to see. That's what you see. Exactly. You cannot see their real self. They are not. Some of them they are not being real. Some of them they are just faking it. Some of them they are just living out a life that is not their own. So, but she made this guy one on one. She might have maybe been close to him. She have seen one or two things about this guy, how he behaves, all that. Other people can pretend, but even at that, there's a way you stay with somebody that at least you start seeing some things.
But do you know that even if she had cried out, like this movie, She Must Be Obeyed. Have you seen that movie? She Must Be Obeyed. It's a movie by Funke Akindele. This is somebody. She's a musician. She paints the right picture to people. She lets people know the things that she's doing, and she lets people. She does. She everybody see her as an humanitarian. Everybody see that she's this. She paints the right image for people. Meanwhile, her family members were suffering. The workers, the people that she employed to work for her, they were suffering and everything. Now, if those people had cried out, there is no how Nigerians would have rescued them. Because somebody that gives huge amount of money to the orphanage, you cannot say such a person is a bad person inside. So perhaps
you cannot cry out and paint the person back, try to let people know that this person is bad. You quit your relationship with that person. Don't run away from that person and don't have anything to do with the person again.
No.
So, because sometimes I've seen a situation like that when maybe someone have an experience with maybe a social media person, and he comes out and say, this person did so thing to me, and nobody believes them. Yeah. But you as a person, we are talking about a relationship here, a relationship between a boyfriend relationship and a girlfriend relationship. You can decide not to date the person anymore. You can decide not to, but in this case, the person anymore.
He's threatening the girl.
Oh,
he was threatening the girl. Like the father made it known in the video that he always threatened the girl. Now, in this case, there are times that there are some fights that you cannot really fight, most especially because the person it happened to is not. If this girl had been alive, it would be easy to talk about it. It is easy for us to hear from the horse's mouth, but she's not alive, and that's the hurting part of her. She should not have killed herself like that. At least fight for justice, declare justice for yourself and everything. I know it is hurting.
I think what I saw here is that the girl was hopeless and she had no one to.
Yes, and that's where parents come.
She was also afraid that. Yeah, she was the truth is she had no one to console her. The mother was not playing her role very well.
She was just hearing stories.
The father was gave her a good advice from the beginning. She rejected the advice. She decided that she was going to embark on the relationship. Yeah, but I think the father also did not care to did not follow up to know how the whole relationship, how the whole thing was going. There are many factors that brought about the death of the girl.
Exactly.
It's not just.
I think the parents were more concerned about hearing the story. Now, this is where parenting comes in. You don't just hear your children's story. There are people that when their children are complaining, they just say, hey, I have heard, don't worry, I'll do something about it. And they ended up not doing something about it. While I love children a lot, and whenever I discovered something that when my students talk to me and they tell me about the things that is bothering them, and those things are hurting, and I get to pat them. I say, I'll get back to you. I discovered they always reach out to me. Why? Because when I say I will get back to you, they know surely I'm going to get back to them. So this is where it comes into play. When children complain, I feel that parents should look for something to do to it and get back to their children. Your child is always complaining about a particular teacher. They want to see you in action. They want to see you work on that. Okay, let's say the child is always saying, I don't want, whenever Miss D is teaching me, I don't understand. Oh, mommy, can you help me talk to Miss D? Or the child is always complaining about this particular person. They want to see you in action. And that is what parent to child relationship is all about. But most parents, they only listen. Like, have you ever, like most parents, they only listen to their children. They don't do anything about it. They live with their children are like co-tenants. Like, this boy, you are only living with me. I'm only responsible for feeding you. I'm not responsible to know your emotional and mental well-being. I feel like this is how parents and children live these days. They live as co-tenants instead of the children to feel their impact.
Most times the children also want to be decide to be isolate themselves because they
okay,
are.
Like, what do you mean? Like, isolate themselves? How?
Yeah, these days is social media days where you have TikTok, you have Facebook and Instagram, and so many children they want to be.
Do you know that
on their phones with their friends, chatting with online friends, mingling with all maybe school's friends, and all that, and so that also creates some kind of barrier between children and their parents, because many. I'm telling you, there are parents out there also that are also begging for the attention of their children. It's not only children that are, or it's not only children that are begging for the attention of their parents. There are also parents that are also begging for the attention of their children. When they have to beg the child to visit, they have to beg the child to come stay, spend the week at home. They have to tell the child, okay, stay like this and that. So also the children. Some children also they don't relate with their parents. They don't they don't open up to their parents. So if you are being open to your parents, you also help, because they say what an elderly person sees while sitting down, and a child can
now I would like to ask you a question. I would like to ask you a question. Okay. Who brought these children to the world?
The parents.
So when they brought the children, the children cry out from heaven and say, Mommy, Daddy, bring us to the world.
No,
definitely not. The father and the mother decided that okay, it is time we get married and want to start having children. Yes. So they have the responsibility. See, you see, the reason why I will not agree to that, like their parents begging for the attention of their children. See, there are times that children would have wanted their parents' attention and they didn't get it. So they find solace elsewhere. They find solace elsewhere. Let's say, for instance, in a home that the father leaves the house as early as 4 a.m., gets back from work as late as 12 in the midnight. The children do not get to see the father, and whenever they get to see the father, maybe on a Sunday when they go to church, and by that Sunday evening, he has traveled again, they don't get to see him. Before you know it, they will get used to daddy is always around. Children that they know that the only thing their mother does for them is to only provide food. Share food and everything. Food is not. You see, the mistake most parents are making is that they feel like providing resources for their children is enough to take care of them, is enough to make them feel okay. It is not enough. Like, parent has to be there for their children emotionally, mentally, and in all other aspects of life. They must get into their children to know. You see, these days, I was listening to somebody said at a church, they were asking, it was a teenager and youth program, they were asking the children, who is your role model? And one is saying Wizkid, another one is saying Burna Boy, another one is saying Portable, another one is saying this in a church. And this person sharing this, she said something. That's
the same thing I'm saying, Ayo, because these people have found a consolation. So they have found a what should I call it, companionship somewhere else.
Now, my question is, why should your child as a parent not find a role model in you, but they are finding it in an outsider?
Well,
that's the question. What, like I like my own parenting style is in such a way that my children, when they look at me, they find a model in me. Before they can say, my hero is one Sunday school teacher in the church or one teacher at school.
They must find this for them. They will, no matter how good you are, how good you think you can give your training, your mentorship, your tutorship to your children. They, at the end of the day, they decide who is their mentor.
That's why the Bible says, train a child the way they should go.
yeah, just like we said the other time, at the end of the day, they'll be the one to decide the whole thing. They'll be the one to decide it. So your part is to train them well and put the good necessary training in them, and they decide to follow it or not. There are children that their parents did their best to train them both in school, at home. They train them, they coach them, they corrected them in some certain things, and see they choose not to follow the right path. So I'm not saying that the parents should not train their children. I'm not saying that. Of course, there are parents out there that like this one, the story from the story we just shared. Now we saw how the parent, the mother was not, really helping the matter. But I'm saying that there are many children out there that also they have gotten that home training. Their parents have done so well in training them in, making sure that they do well in life, but they still choose to be bad. They still choose smoking. They still choose working around with bad friends. Yeah, I've seen pastors. I've seen children of pastors, going around with guys that smokes around, and they hide to smoke. So should we say that the pastor the man never told the son, don't do this.
You see, on this particular one that you're saying, like I as a person, I try as much as possible to be positive when it comes to parenting. What is my business with modeling my parenting style with people with people whose life has failed? Like I try as much as possible to be. Yes, things are happening. Pastors' children are going wayward, but my own children will not go wayward. Yes, children are not listening to their parents. Children are misbehaving, but my own children will listen to me and they will behave themselves in and outside the house. That is where intentionality comes in. So, dear viewers, I hope you've been able to get one or two things from this session. You have to be intentional with your own parenting style. And I will leave you with this, that together with your intentionality, try as much as possible to be positive on how you want to raise your children. At the same time, get into your children. They are not co-tenants. You are not living together with them. Let them feel you. Let them feel your presence. Be emotionally, physically, and also financially available for your children. I'll be right back as we go for this quick break before we continue. Please stay with us.
From the first time I met you, there was something about you. I can never forget the way you take to my heart. I did try to pretend you, I don't like how to send you, but I know that for friends too that you give me a spark. I just can't help myself. I won't be your own, and I'll see no one else. We are feeding my heart. I don't know where I'm gonna leave you. I go need there for you all. That's the way I'm fit to take me away from you. I don't know where I'm gonna leave you. I go need there for you all. That's the way I'm fit to take me away. You make my heart go. I can tell what's that too. With my whole world around you, no one else can do the things that you do for me. I wanna be there for you, baby. I really love you. There is something about you that I cannot explain. Now you alone I want, and you alone I need, and you alone gon' make me feel complete. I just can't help myself. I won't be your own.
Welcome back. I hope we've not shaken any table, and perhaps the table gets shaken. There's a carpenter here in the studio to help you fix it. No, we don't have a carpenter here. No, never. We'll not have that. So back to our discussion. The focal point today is how children and parents' relationship can be improved. We are not here to castigate any parenting style. We are not here to castigate any children. Yes, I pray that the soul of the person that has gone rest in peace. Hopefully, rest in peace, because that was a strange death, and this is she took her own life, and I can only pray for her to rest in peace. We don't know what she's experiencing in the hereafter. So this is bringing to us, this is calling for us for parents, for guardians to improve on their parenting style, to improve their relationship with their children. So this brings us to the next thing. How can parent to child relationship be improved? I've discovered that in many homes, children don't have a say. Children do not have an opinion. When mommy and daddy says we are eating rice, that is what they will eat. Yes, I understand that you will want to say that in this Nigeria that things are expensive. Yes, things are expensive, but can you allow your children to bring their own opinion? Can you allow them to have a say concerning the things going on in the home? Can you allow them to make options? Can you ask them, what do you want us to eat today? How do you want us to do this thing? Can you converse with your children and stop making them feel like they are co-tenants that you only give instruction to as a landlord to tenant? So, Mr. James, would you like to share with us ways in which parent to child relationship can be improved?
Oh yeah, I think first thing, I think some of the things that are affecting or are causing, um, trouble and and all sort of things among between parents and children these days is some parents, especially the men, sometimes they they don't want to, they don't have the time to relate with the children. They
Yeah,
don't
they're
have the
always
time
working and
to
everything.
study their child.
Yeah.
And some, even to an extent that some parents, some fathers will just wake up and tell the child, okay, this is what you're studying, and that's fine, and they don't allow the child to even say their own or to do. They don't try to study the child, what the child wants, what can the child
They
do.
just, most
They
parents, sorry to cut you short, most parents want their children to become what they are not. Some parents will say, I did not study medicine when I was in school. I want you to study medicine. So they want their children to fulfill their own dreams. Do you get that? Most parents want their children, the children they have given birth to fulfill the dream they were unable to fulfill when they were like that. So
So
that's what I feel
if
most
you want
parents do.
your child to be happy, allow the child. I'm not saying don't guide your child, but when it comes to choosing, some of these majors, this thing of life, you have to allow them make. You have to
Their
study.
choice.
Yes, you have to study
Guide
what
them.
guide them and
Mm,
make sure that they are doing the right thing.
mm,
Yeah. So you have to study what your child wants, the kind of person, what are the interests of your child.
yeah.
And if you find the interest, you cannot know which part of life fits them, what kind of job fits them, what kind of skill fits them, what kind of course fits them. So it's very good to study your child, no matter how busy you are. Try to find out
Make
what
out
your
the
child, and try
time.
to know who are what is your child's friend, who are your
Who
child's
are
children's
they?
friend, who is she dating, and who is she. As a mother, you have to be close to your daughter, and you
I,
have to
I
try to
remember this
know.
thing, this thing I just said now
Mm,
reminds me of a time that my mom had to go and be fighting some people. She went to fight them. I don't want to see you with my son again. Stop going around with my son. I don't want to see you together. She will go to their house to abuse them, just because
mm,
she knew their lifestyle. She
mm,
knew that these people, if my brother continued to follow these people, things will go out of hand.
mm,
So, like you said, know the kind of friends that your children mingle with. Know them. They used to
mm.
say something like, show me your friend, and I will tell you who you are. So if the friends are prodigals,
I mean, I've seen people of this respectful people, that people respect a lot, and you see their children, they are the opposite of what their parents are. Why?
mm,
Because they are following the friends that they are following, and they are the parents. Most time they are aware of these friends. The friends come visiting. From seeing the friends, you know that this one he smokes. From seeing them, you know their lifestyle. They are
yeah,
sagging. Their trouser is
yeah,
on
yeah.
their lap. You
Mm.
know,
You will not use hand to hold it.
yes, they are not even using bed. They call it money, and they now zero bed. And so from there, you know that these are the people that your children should not mingle with. Yeah. So when you stay with a bad person,
Mm.
you are. But
If care is not
as time
taken, you
goes
become
on,
bad.
there's no way that
Care is not
you
taken,
keep
become badder and
there's
baddest.
no way you keep moving with somebody that a vulgar person that keeps talking trash all the time, has a way of life, a very rude lifestyle, and you keep working with that person. There's no way that you will not
Mm.
pick one or two things from
Exactly. One or
copy
two
from that
habits
person.
from them.
Yes, so you have to mind the kind of, you have to limit yourself, you have to restrict them from going out with people who are, they want to go out, know the kind of people that they are going out with. And this will help. Let them also know that they are supposed to make friends only with people who are good, people who will not corrupt them, people who will not,
Yeah.
lure them to be addicted to something that will destroy them. So that's it on that.
Yeah, I hope you've got one or two messages from that. Know who your children are working with. Do not just leave them with random people. Okay, he's trying to make friends. And also, while you are doing that, the children of this generation, they don't want to know whether you want the right thing for them or not. Apply wisdom in talking to them. There are ways in which you can tell your children not to work with a particular person,
And
and
that
they will
also
find
reminds me,
sense in
sorry,
it.
you have to also be friendly.
Be friendly in your correction.
I forgot to say that, especially from the men, like growing up with my father, I couldn't stand and talk because I was always afraid of him.
Just imagine.
Yeah. So
My own mom, my parents.
I couldn't approach him to even confide or talk to him about, like my mother, I can't even tell her anything, but because he was always harsh, shouting and all that. So it was difficult for me to, relate with him or to tell him things, so you have to be friendly to your children
Yeah,
for them to be
exactly.
able to be open. Because sometimes they want to tell you something, but they are, if I
Then,
tell
hey,
her,
daddy is coming. That moment when your children hear daddy is back. Hey,
before you
fire
know,
on the
everybody
mountain.
will be
Everybody will be
calm.
calm
Even if
and
you are
all
playing
that.
before you
That's not
you
what
will
I
shut
want
down
for
everything.
myself.
So please, you have to be friendly. Let know your children be afraid of you as if you are one this lion or this. Make your
Even Lion
children.
of the tribe of Judah, we call him father. Talk more of you that is human being.
Okay, see.
God, that is Lion of the tribe of Judah, said, we relate yourself, our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. So why is it that you are just human, you can't carry fire for head? At least let your children be able to relate with you in a friendly manner. You go to God, relate with him, you call him Father, even play with him. Daddy, what's up? What are we doing today now? What am I meant to do? We relate with God like that. So if God can relate with us as a father to child, draw us back when we offend him, he chastises us and everything. How much more parents? Please try to be friendly. Like for something like me, though I am not sure my father has ever beat me all my life because I didn't really grow up with him. The only time my father beat me was when he slapped me. That was the only time my father laid his hands on me. But when it comes to my mom, while we were growing up, my mother used to be the king call of the house. But now, maybe old age, like if you see me playing with my mom, you're like, this girl, you don't get respect and everything. But then, probably old age, or perhaps they have learned their lesson.
Yeah.
So try as much as possible to be friendly with your children. Let them find a friend in you. There are some teenagers around me. If you see where they are talking to their mother, like not rudely, but they are so coordinated. They are so friendly that the mother will just be looking at them that these children, am I the one that give birth to them like this? So let your children find a confidence in you. Let them find a friend in you. The same way they relate with their friend outside, let them be able to relate with you like that in a way that they can talk to you about anything at all that they are going through. So I hope this sync even as we go for this quick break.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Please stay tuned with us. welcome back. I hope you got one or two lessons from the music Love Me by Chidima Ekili, right? As you know, we've been discussing with you on parental responsibility. So we'll be wrapping up the session now with the fact that you have to be friendly. By force, by fire, since 2024, friendliness must be part of your resolution on your children because you must know your children by force, by fire. Else, we have to drop your name on the altar just so you can get to relate with your children as friends. So we also want you to know it is not about the money. No, most parents are um, often confuse care with providing for their children. You feel like you're caring for your children by providing everything that they need. It is part of it, but it is not all of it. It is part of it, not all of it. Yes, your children need to go to school, to go to the most expensive school. Yes, they need phones. You say, I'm caring for them. You buy them the latest gadget. Oh, I'm caring for them. You buy them PS. There is no time to read. You don't even know what is up with your own child. And before you know it, you just discover that this particular child has been living with you for the past 20 years and you know nothing about the child. That's why you see that some children, they'll be like, my mother does not know me. Even my daddy did not know me. That's the truth. Because you live with your children like a landlord to tenant, which is not supposed to be so. So, Mr. James, what other ways apart from friendliness do you think children can the relationship between parents and children can be improved? What other ways do you think parents can also get to know more about their children beyond being friendly, beyond sending them to school, beyond giving them money and everything? So,
Okay, you have to spend time together. Yeah.
spend time
Spend
together,
time together.
quality time.
Take your children out. Have a family time. Where you discuss all of you discuss, have fun. And
But when you say
that will also
discuss, like
create.
the going out together, are they going to have it like a discussion, a family discussion, or how?
Of
How should
course,
it be
when
done?
family are together, when family are together, from one
Is it
discussion to
family
another,
meeting?
it's not a meeting.
No, you're making it sound like a family
No, it's
meeting.
not a meeting. But
Okay.
when family go out or when they are having a good time, even at home, it's not more that you must go out. If you want to go out, you can still go. But even at home, while spending good time, having good time, you then all many things can come up, and from there, when you're talking from listen. From there, maybe I'm saying something that maybe it's not nice, and my father hears it, and he can correct me, or you say something that and your mother can. That is where you know your listen your children, and your children also know you. Just the way when when a guy meets a lady and say, okay, let's go on an outing. What's the purpose? Is to know each other. That's it. That's true.
Okay, so
So
that means you have to go with list of questions, like about 100 questions. As you are going on a date, and you'll be asking those questions one after the other. How
you
is it
must
done?
not ask a question. For instance, if I invite you, like even as a lady, if I invite you like for a date and I'm sitting with you, we're talking. I don't need to ask you things. I may not need to ask you things about yourself. But while we're talking now, I can already know who you are by what you're saying. Maybe you're saying something, and I can pick from that thing, and that thing defines, because what you say defines you. Your words defines you.
Yeah.
So when somebody is talking, you can know who that person is. So that's how family
You
can get to
catch up with
that
each
is in
other.
the purpose of this in getting together will help in many ways. When a family have time, to talk and to have fun together, it creates a very strong love between the families, and also helps you to know each other well, to know what this person loves and what each person doesn't love. All that. It creates a strong bond before
Bond in
family.
families.
Yeah.
Okay, dear viewers, I hope you've been able to get one or two lessons from that. He said, have a family time. See, your family time doesn't even have to be expensive. In my head, I was calculating like maybe you have to go to a beach or go to Dubai, go to Miami, these things that Nollywood tell us about family time. No, you don't have to make it expensive. It can even be at home. It can be
Sure.
on a Sunday evening.
Sure.
You can even stroll out You can go to places that are not too expensive like that. I remember when I was in secondary school, we'll go to, then I was at Victoria Island Junior Secondary School. We will go to ShopRite for sightseeing. We are not buying anything. We'll even push that their cart. We'll push that shopping cart.
You
We
see,
are not buying anything,
it
but we'll
doesn't,
just push it
it
around just
doesn't, it
because.
doesn't take anything to be happy.
Exactly. It doesn't, see, happiness is not
Happiness is,
expensive.
yeah.
You know, we are the one that is making it look like you have to have millions of naira for you to be happy. No, you see, just be, see, there was a time that we even went to that shop right that year, that the generator, okay, lights went off and the standby generator was faulty, and my brother was inside the lift. They were in lift and the generator was faulty. They could not, the generator did not come up until about 15, until about 15 minutes. It wasn't a funny experience because we just want to have fun. You know, we just want to know that, so that people, and you know, in those days, that Nokia touchlight that we were using then, you just do those, you know, those selfie that you do and post it on your Facebook page. And it was a very, very bad experience for my brother
Yeah,
that
you
day.
want to be happy. You don't need much.
Just because we want to
Sometimes
be happy.
I saw a post where someone, you know, got a bucket and, you know, put some hole under the instead of,
That's
he doesn't
shower
have one
now.
shower. He doesn't have one shower, so he has to make himself happy. You know, he just put it up and, you know, he stand
Yeah.
under it, and the water is, you know,
Sincerely, it
so
doesn't
he's
see.
having fun.
Having fun is not expensive as a
Okay.
family. Go and get Bluetooth. See, last year I wanted to have my best time. I went to get myself an MP. I got MP. I'll play loud music and be dancing, jumping up and down in the house just because I want to be happy. So you can just play music,
You must not have
do
enough all
dancing
the world for you to be
competition.
happy. You know,
Yeah, you know,
people cannot go to
society
the most
make it feel like, yeah,
expensive places. You can, there are other cheaper, you know, places
cheaper,
that you
even
can
in
go.
your
Yeah,
house,
even
in
your
your
house can have
house.
fun. You know, invite
You don't need to
friends.
go to place, you know, spend all the money in the world just because you want to be happy as a family.
Just
No,
the
you don't
same
need
way
to
when
do
people
that.
want to do wedding, they want to go to the best event center
Of
and
course, now
all that,
500 seater.
spend, you know, and spend money. They're expecting that, you know, the money will. They even go and
They want
borrow
to
and borrow and
satisfy the
borrow, and, you know.
society, not themselves.
But some people just do it on low key. They just say that I'm married. I went last Saturday.
You did not loud it and everything.
So at the end of the day, all of you are married. They ask you, are you married? Yes. Then nobody will ask you, where did you do the wedding? Did you do it at
Exactly.
a hotel or you did it at Ekpe? Nobody will ask you that one. Are you married? Yes.
Marriage is
Legally married.
marriage.
We are all
All
married.
legally married. So I hope you've been able to get one or two lessons from that. Have a family time. It does not have to be expensive, like he said. Just do something that make your family happy, that make you get together with your own family. So is there any other thing you would like to share with
Oh
us
no, bye for
concerning that?
now. Until
Okay.
we come your way next time.
Until we come your way next time, I beg, I want to ask you, why have you not been following us on all our social media platforms? I need a quick answer right now. So right here, as you are watching, as you are seeing my smile and my dimple, I want you to go straight to your Facebook and your Instagram page. Search for Prime Media TV on those platforms and click on the like and the follow button. Follow us. If you not follow us, I go follow you for your dream. Please do well
Follow
to follow us
on
also our
Facebook on Prime Media TV.
Yes. Also, we have a website where you can have unlimited access to all of our programs, which is enginespeak.com. Please do well to go to that website and subscribe. If you want to get back to back broadcasts on this platform, I want you to go straight to your Play Store, search for enginespeak.com, download the app for unlimited access to everything we do here on Prime Media TV. Also, we have an online mall that you can get all electrical appliances, anything at all that you want. If you want, no, we don't say in my head. But if you want anything at all that has to do with electrical appliances, we sell these things on our online mall by the name Remy Global. Please do well to shop with us from henceforth, and you will not regret it. So till I come your way again, I remain Ayo. Stay tuned with us. We'll see you next Friday.